Hello. The thing is, these African games, African World Cup qualifiers have become very interesting in the last few games. Now we are in the last two games until every team is decided. And one interesting team in particular, one interesting group in particular is the Nigeria, South Africa, Benin group. Here's the thing. Nigeria missed 2022 World Cup and they are in a position that they might still miss 2026 World Cup. Now, it's one of those teams where the banter is golden. Like you want them to be there to lose so that you banter them. Like it's you want them to be there. It's not you don't like them, but at some point you still want them to be there because they make some things interesting. They're those guys that usually just are like partly the life of the party, and sometimes you just want them to be in the party. And that's why I feel that Nigeria, in particular, should most probably be heading to the World Cup just for the sole purpose of being banter material. It will be great. But then, in this group, they have already messed up. They have already messed up despite the quality that they had from Osimhen, from like they have a group of players who are playing in the top five leagues and who are some of the main guys in the league. And for them to be right now in the third position is, at some extent, it's expected because they are greatly fumblers. But then somehow they should be probably first or second just to have a chance to qualify. Here are the facts. South Africa were deducted 3 points. If they were not deducted 3 points, they would be in the pole position to qualify. And that's one thing that I haven't seen for a very long time. Like, this is not underage football where you think, like, this person does not belong here, or this person, the circumstances to which this guy was included in the team, especially him having like not that big influence. Like it's not Messi, it's not Ronaldo, it's not coming here to change the game. For him to be there and then being the cause for South Africa to being deducted these 3 points, it doesn't make sense. It's just a technical thing that sometimes you think people should just let it go. It didn't have that effect for South Africa to have all these 3 points deducted. Now, the thing is, if South Africa wins against Rwanda and Benin loses, they might still qualify. If Nigeria wins against Benin and South Africa either draws or loses, Nigeria might qualify. If Benin wins against Nigeria, Benin wins. Benin qualifies. Now, if Benin goes to the World Cup, I don't know, it will be their first. And it will be one thing which a lot of people are not expecting. But it might happen because those guys have been playing a lot of good football. And they were lacking in certain games. Now, them facing Nigeria, it will be like a final. Whoever wins that game is putting themselves in a pole position to qualify. If Benin wins, now we might miss Nigeria, we might miss South Africa in the World Cup, but it will be also a good thing because this is their first time going to the World Cup and them just being underdogs and being there. I know they'll be collecting a lot of points, a lot of goals in World Cup. Like if they meet certain teams, I'm so sure they're going to suffer. And this is the thing with football. Sometimes it's just reputation. Sometimes you are good, but you face just a team that you can beat. But then when you face a team that you know these are world class or these are certain players, there's a chance you just get defeated badly. Like for instance, Benin and Nigeria can draw, or even Benin can beat Nigeria. But when Nigeria meets probably a team like England or Argentina, it doesn't regard them as such quality, because the players who are playing in Nigeria, they have played with all these players who are playing in England, who are playing in Argentina, who are playing in Spain, and they know they are normal people. So they handle them as just they are equal. The difference is when a lot of Benin players meet these players, a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, they've just been seeing these guys in TV, they've just been seeing these guys, and there's just that they are facing this team thinking that we are facing all these world class players, and there's a chance that they'll be beaten a lot of goals and they'll not have shame. They'll just be glad that they were participating in that competition, which is why sometimes these small teams, they might be good, but then when they go to this competition, they start losing. It's just a reputation. Sometimes they have the same quality, but the people in the back, in 2000, in 1999, in 19, they built the name for the team to the effect that when you wear that jersey, you start feeling like a star. When you wear a Cameroon jersey in a World Cup or a Senegalese jersey in a World Cup, you start feeling like Diouf. You start feeling like all those stars. So when you are in the pitch, there's no imposter syndrome that probably Benin players will be having when they go to the World Cup. But then, here's the thing. South Africa is facing Rwanda. If you ask me who I want to go there, right now, I don't know. Sometimes I want Nigeria to go there for the bantam because they make things interesting. Sometimes you want South Africa to be there because, a lot of their players usually play in the local leagues. Sometimes you just want that to be a standard. Like to say, like, South Africa is going to the World Cup and is going there to participate and do these things. And most of those players who play there also are playing in Africa. So it's like a thing. Like you're saying that you don't have to take a team that has players who are playing in Europe for them to look like they can participate or create a challenge in World Cup. Like you might just have players who are playing in Africa and they are good, and they don't need to go to Europe to show that they are good. Like just play. And that's one thing that South Africa being there and just participating and doing that thing will create. And then sometimes you just want the story of an underdog. So sometimes you just want Benin to win. For this fact, I don't know. I just want whoever goes. Everybody has a case, everybody has a story. And anybody going there is interesting. South Africa will not be that interesting, but it's a thing, it's a pride thing. Like you want them to be there for that pride. But Benin will be interesting. Nigeria will be interesting. That's what I think. Other games are getting played, I think, on Tuesday, 14th, if I'm not wrong. So again, I'll be here. Just talk. That was the interesting bit about these African qualifiers that I thought I should talk. Anyway, next day.